crazy?
Welcome to the family. It's the Magnetico podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Cole.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Not much. Just
My name is Jason Magnetico. This is my son, Cole Magnetico. And we're back.
we're back.
So I want to thank all the fans for coming back over from the Jason and Cole Father-Son Thing podcast, the Jacket Breakdown podcast.
Whatever shows that we had before this.
Listen, man, we've done a lot. We've been through a lot. We've done a lot. You know, I was thinking about it the other day. The Danny and James podcast, Jazzy Conversations. My guys at Extra Media, Teb and Jiz. You know, The Beard and the Boys. Shows that we did. What was Lance's show? What did Lance call his show?
I don't even remember, honestly.
Man, shout out to my man Lance. I forgot the name of your show, bro. But we've done a lot over the last few years, the last 7 years to be exact. We started this show 7 years ago, the Jason and Cole Father-Son Thing
crazy.
podcast.
That's crazy to think about, honestly.
Yeah, and Cole, like you could go back and listen to the episodes. Cole was a little kid. He was like 9 years old when this started. But we started it, just if you don't know, we started it because Cole has some aspirations of being in I don't want to say journalism, but
Sports media
in the future. And, you know, what better way to get his feet wet, talking on a podcast and everything. But now he's 16 years old. He's grown. He knows more about sports than me. So he's a big NFL guy. So we're going to talk NFL, college, culture, hot topics, hot takes.
Whatever.
So thank you for doing it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for allowing me to do this. Thank you for giving me the
Anytime,
opportunity.
man. I'm looking forward to getting back into it, man. We've had a lot of great shows in the past and covering high school sports. And got to meet a lot of cool people and build some great relationships over the years. And I'm looking forward to your future, man.
Me too, for sure.
So let's just dive right into it, man. The NFL playoffs. I want to get your picks.
Oh yes.
All right. So let me pull up my my little betting app here.
Oh boy.
And get the run. I want to see what your pick. First of all, let me take this moment to have a little father-son moment with you.
Oh boy.
You know I like to bet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When betting, you have to use it as a form of entertainment. Okay?
That's the only reason you watch games.
Correct. But for me, like, I don't care about, most NFL games I don't care about. I like the Giants, I like the Bucks, but I'm a big college guy.
Yeah.
So even last night, right, I put $25 on the game on Washington. I didn't really care to watch the game, but I would watch it because we do a podcast. We need to be able to report what happened, But you don't bet to chase money is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
You don't go to a casino to get rich. You don't play the lottery. I mean, I guess you do play the lottery to get rich, but
That was a bad analogy.
it was terrible. But what I'm trying to get across to you is you see your dad bet. And I just want to make sure you understand that betting is entertainment.
Yeah.
You never bet something you can't lose. You have to know that you're going to lose. And, instead of going out to eat or going to have a drink or whatever, you take $25, you bet it on a national championship game. Most of the time I'm doing $1, $5 just to have fun, doing some parlays to try to hit big.
Yeah.
But you watch the game, you got, a Sunday, $5 on a 17 parlay can win $400 or $500. It makes Sunday more interesting. You never try to chase money is what I'm getting at. So because I do bet, I just want to make sure you understand that. And moving forward, when you're able to place a bet of your own, you never bet what you can't lose. And you just kind of put some money to the side and say, this is my entertainment for this.
Yeah.
Because your bills and everything comes first and providing for your family.
Of course.
So I just want to make sure you know. All right, we're going to get right into it. NFL. I'm going to give you each game. I want your picks. Kind of give me a breakdown of the game of why you think you're going with who you're going with. All right, we're going to start with the Cleveland Browns versus the Houston Texans.
So this game is going to be probably one of the most fun games to watch during the weekend. And I believe in Joe Flacco, right?
Okay.
But I really do want those Texans to win. It would be a great story for them to win. But the Browns defense too stacked. So I'm taking the Browns just the way that they've been on fire lately. I know they just lost week 18, but they sat like all their starters, so that doesn't really matter. But I'm personally picking the 5 seed Browns.
So you don't think Stroud can
It's not that I don't think Stroud can do it. It's just he already lost his number 1 receiver. And the Browns are just a way better, not way better. Let me rephrase that. They're a better team on paper, and their defense is top 3, maybe top 2 in the league. I just got the Browns, and Joe Flacco's been playing out of his mind. So
This is a toss-up game according to the bet makers in Vegas.
The Browns-Texans game?
Yeah, because they got it as the Browns are a 3-point favorite. So, and they're on the road. So basically that's telling me.
Well, yeah, because the Texans did win the division.
The Texans won.
And I said before the season that the Texans are going to win the division, by the way.
You can get plus 125 on the Texans, anybody out there betting. But, yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think Stroud's got a great future, but I like the Browns in this game. What about your boy Drew's team, Miami versus KC?
Man, I know how good the Dolphins are, but it's going to be in the single digits in Kansas City when they play. And the Dolphins do play in Miami, and the Chiefs are used to that playoff atmosphere at Arrowhead in the cold. And Patrick Mahomes is different in the playoffs. So I'm personally taking the Chiefs. I don't know why I just blanked there, but I'm taking the Chiefs.
Shots fired at Drew. Listen,
it's no disrespect to Tua or anybody on the Dolphins because they are a great team. And if they can stay together on the same team, they will go far. But I just don't see them winning that game in that atmosphere.
So Vegas has Miami as a +4 underdog. So
I mean, yeah, I see that. Chiefs are at home. So
yeah. I mean, Miami's kind of been up and down. They've got a lot of playmakers. I'm not the big NFL guy. You are. I'm gonna go with you on this one. I'm going KC.
And the Dolphins' record versus teams above 500 is 1-5 on the season. The only team they beat was the Cowboys by 1.
I've been watching a few episodes of the Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm.
On
it's really good.
Yeah, that coach there's something else.
Yeah, I agree. But
that's like you out there, coach. Now I'll give you even more credit than he doesn't even look like a football guy. Like he looks like he should be working for Tesla or something. You know, he just is like this scrawny little guy.
He's funny. I like
He is funny. I'll give him that. All right, let's jump over to the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, I just got a notification on my phone that we will get into, but it'll be later. Which game? The Bills game?
Pittsburgh versus the Bills.
The Steelers are frauds. I'm sorry. The Steelers are not good. I'm taking the Bills by a mile.
And I'm agree with you. Vegas got them at Pittsburgh's +10, so you know Buffalo's a heavy favorite.
10-point underdogs.
Pittsburgh's 10-point underdog.
Dang.
You can get +400 on the money line if you take the Steelers.
Hey,
that means you bet 100, you win 400.
So if you bet 5, how much do you win?
5 times 4.
So 20. Oh. I mean,
that's how that works. So if it's +400, if you bet 5.
Well, you got nothing to lose. I would do that.
I think that's right. Let me make sure I'm telling you this correct, because I don't want nobody coming at me in the comments.
I would bet the Steelers just in case they do upset the Bills, but I don't see it, honestly.
You bet 5, you get 25.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's a +4, you get your 5 back.
And if you bet 10, you get.
Like I said, you bet 100. I would never bet 100 on it, but you bet 100, you get 500. So you get your 100 +4.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And TJ Watt is also out for the Steelers, so I'm taking the Bills.
I want to say this before we move on. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, anybody calling for Mike Tomlin's job, y'all crazy.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin is not going.
Y'all crazy. First of all, he ain't going. I mean, they may fire him. You never know.
Why would they fire him? He led this team with this roster.
I know, but you know how fans are.
10-7 record.
We are New York Mets fans. We know how crazy fans are. Okay, and it's not just our teams. that are crazy because the Buck fans are crazy, Gator fans are crazy, Steeler fans are crazy. They're looking at
Okay, but it's not up to the fans, though.
No, but it does play a big role in
It
it.
does play a big role, but is the Steelers front office really going to look at Mike Tomlin's record or like stats and stuff and they're going to fire him? He has 17 straight winning records with the Steelers.
I know. That's why I brought it up, because it's crazy to me. Like, who you gonna get?
Mike
Like,
Vrabel.
if you let go of Tomlin, who you gonna get to replace him?
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, well,
Mike Vrabel's a great coach.
Well, we'll get into that in a second, or maybe. But next game, Green Bay versus Dallas.
Oh, man. I'm actually really excited for this game. I want to watch the Cowboys lose, honestly. But I think the Cowboys will take care of business pretty easily in Dallas versus Packers. I mean, I can't really say much about that because the Bucks beat the Packers. So,
Yeah, Dallas is a 8-point favorite.
yeah, I see that. They're at home.
Negative 400.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I see that for sure.
just to give you, like, if you bet $5 on
You get 25.
Dallas, no. If you bet $5 on Dallas, you win
Oh.
$6.25.
Oh,
So you won $1.25.
that's so stupid.
So I mean, it shows you. I'm showing you what Vegas is saying, like, as far as the lines. You know, they're a heavy favorite.
Yeah.
In this game. Yeah, I agree with you. I hate to say it. I think Dallas a fraud. I think Dallas will get past this game, and then that's it.
Well, here's the thing. Because they're the 2 seed, they're probably not going to play the 49ers in the next round. Because the 49ers, since they're the 1st seed, I'm pretty sure the rule is that they play the worst seed that won their game. So say like the Packers win, then they automatically play the Packers because they're the 7th seed. But say the Eagles win, and then the Lions win, and then the Cowboys win, they will play the Eagles in the second round. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the Eagles are 5, the Lions are 3, and the Cowboys are 2.
All I'm saying is I don't know how Dallas won the division over Philly, but
You're just mad that you lost $50.
I mean, yeah, I made a bet at the beginning of the season. We're in a fantasy league, and me and our buddy Wes that did the jacket breakdown with us, we both bet $50 at the beginning of the season that the Eagles would win the division over the Cowboys.
The Eagles are frauds too. Like they started the season 10-1 and
Okay.
finished 11-6.
All right, we're gonna get into that here in a second when we get to that game.
Yes.
Next game on the docket is the
Lions.
Lions in LA. Lions.
Actually,
It's a toss-up game.
I know. I think the Lions are going to win, but the real story, you've been seeing it everywhere. Jared Goff playing his former team that traded him. Matt Stafford playing his former team that traded him. It's going to be a good game. And I think the Rams are too young in some spots. Like, Kyron Williams is great. Puka's great. They haven't really been utilizing Cooper Kupp, but Puka's been doing great. He might win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Puka, that's a great name.
Puka Nacua.
All right, I know you're ready for this one. Philadelphia versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Call me biased. I don't.
It's a
care.
toss-up. It's a Bucks are +3.
We're at home.
At home.
That means we're underdogs.
Yeah, we're underdogs. So
We're at home, right? In a playoff atmosphere. Baker is gonna lead us to this game, to a win in this game. The Eagles are injured in some places. Jalen Hurts, his finger and his ribs. A.J. Brown, his knee. There's more injuries that I don't know. But I feel like the Bucks, we put up 9 points against the Panthers. But I feel us having a great game all around to beat the Eagles and move on.
All right, so I agree with you. I kind of agree with you. The Eagles are falling apart, and I don't understand
They
it.
just lost to the Giants.
Yeah, but I mean, they wasn't really. I don't know.
They were playing for the division.
Yeah, they were, but
They were down 24-0 at halftime.
Yeah, and I don't understand that because the Giants, we're Giants fans too, but they're terrible. All right, so let's just and giggles.
Are we going on to the next round too?
No. We'll do that next week. So you took the Browns.
Yeah.
KC. Buffalo. Dallas. Detroit. And the Bucks.
I mean, I basically just took all the favorites.
No, you didn't.
Besides the Bucks. And
So if I do a 16 parlay, $5, we win 68.92.
if all those teams I just picked win,
If all those teams, yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good chance.
Yeah, but see, this is what I mean about chasing money. Okay, 16 parlay is hard to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't happen. I mean, it happens, but it's hard. You bet $5, it's entertainment. You bet 100,
You're more going for the money.
you're going for the money because $100 pays 1,378. So like people see that, oh, let me bet the 100. I want to get it. Yeah, you just that's how the Vegas gets rich.
Yeah.
Is people doing that. So that was my whole point at the beginning of it. But
so you just do it for fun.
yeah, it's just fun. It's entertainment. What do you think about the national championship game last night? Well, hold on. What was your notification that had to do with the NFL?
Oh, no, it didn't.
Okay, you want to get into it later? Or?
Yeah, we'll get into it after the national championship.
All right. So national championship game, Michigan Wolverines versus Washington. It was a good game. It started out, Michigan should have blew them out the water. I didn't think Washington could stop them, but it ended up being a good game.
I feel bad for Michael Penix, man. He did everything he could.
Yeah,
Like that Washington defense is just
they did good.
they did good.
They made some adjustments.
Yeah, but there were a couple holding calls that weren't called, but not to make excuses. They did lose by 20, but still.
What is your thoughts on, Michigan wins the national title, which I think for this season there's a lot of debate in college football. All the Florida State fans are crying. They got it right. Forget about
63-3. I don't even care.
Yeah.
If they opted out, they would have lost with their starters in anyway.
They know that if you know football, Florida State without their starting quarterback. And I'm not saying that's right. Okay, next year with the expanded playoffs,
They would have been in.
They would be in. But they got it right. They had 2 undefeated teams in the national title game. The game was a good game. Came down to the wire. But what my question is for you, with the future and wanting to be into sports media, what is your take on Michigan winning with the whole scandal that they had during this year with the cheating and the stealing signs?
I didn't really look into the scandal, so I don't really know the half of it really. But
all I really know is their coach got suspended.
Yeah.
For how many games? 3 games?
It was the final 4 games of the season, something like that.
Yeah, he gets suspended. Another coach steps up into an interim role. They win.
Yeah.
With the interim coach. But it tells me that there was enough evidence there that they were stealing signs. They were sending people to other games to get the signs on the sidelines that they're calling in the plays and all that. Is there an asterisk by this national title in your opinion?
I mean, we can go back to the Astros, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody puts an asterisk on theirs, right? So, I mean, it would make sense to put an asterisk on it, but I feel like it's different because in baseball, if you know what pitch is coming, you could easily hit it, right? Well, not easily, but they're professionals. Anyway. If you're stealing signs in football, I mean, you know what's coming, right? But they could also switch up the play.
Yeah, they could change it at the line of scrimmage or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. I feel like with technology the way it is, that
when they watch film anyway, couldn't they just pick up on the signs?
Now, see, that's the thing. So I don't know in the NFL, what footage they're getting. Are they getting the TV footage? Are they getting...
Isn't that how a quarterback reads the defense anyway?
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's a...
I just feel like it should... Sorry to interrupt, but I just feel like it doesn't really matter as much in football because the quarterback needs to read a defense anyway than in baseball.
It definitely matters if you know the team is going to pass. You could show a run defense and back out. You can disguise your looks. You could do a lot of things. You could load the box if you know it's going to be a run. I don't know how I feel about it because, one thing with the Astros cheating scandal in baseball is, I think it was Bush League. I think there's a certain level of gamesmanship, as a coach that you're doing in every game, in every sport. hitting a garbage can when you know it's a breaking ball or an off-speed pitch. That's kind of like if you're stealing signs from second base and you're relaying it to the hitter, or you're sharing information about tipping pitches, that's part of the game. Sending somebody Patriot style to another game, like I've coached high school and went and scouted high school games.
Yeah.
But in soccer, it's a little different. You're not, running plays and stuff, but you're doing whatever you can to get an advantage. And I feel like some level of it, if you look at, like, if you ever watched a college game, you only really see it in college. Tennessee comes to mind. They got guys on the sidelines with different jackets holding up cards, and they're doing all kind of crazy stuff because they're trying to throw the other team up, because the other team's across the field.
Yeah.
55 yards across the field.
Yeah.
They're seeing what you're, like, how hard is it to pick up? You know what I'm saying? So you're doing everything. You've got to be proactive on your sideline management on how you're getting the play. And the NFL's a little different because you're calling it into the headset, which I think college may need to adapt to something like that. But I just wanted to get your take on Michigan, because
I just don't really feel like it affected. I just don't really feel like it affected that much. I know they won the national championship, but I mean, Michigan's a great team. I feel like they would have won anyway.
I don't disagree with you. I think by far the two best teams won the national title. I'm so excited about the future, and
I'm excited for this. How many teams? 18 playoff?
No, I think
is it 12?
I think it's 12.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that, because we're going to argue about who's number 13. But that's not, I can make a good argument that the best team in college football was the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody that could sit down and win an argument that if Georgia and Michigan played this coming up weekend, that it wouldn't be a toss-up game. Georgia, they're a talented team. They didn't win. But my point is, there's a big difference between talking about who's number 5 or 6 and who's number 13 and 14.
Yeah.
The top 12 get in, and we'll see what happens, which means every conference champion is going to get in. So Florida State would have got in. But all the Florida State fans whining and crying.
They would have lost to Michigan by maybe 90 points.
No, I'm not going to say 90 points.
It's an exaggeration. Not that much. But they did lose by 60.
Yeah, it's to
Georgia. So
they ain't been there in a long time, so they needed to cry about something. So we're not going to move off of college football, because there's something I want to bring up and get your opinion on. The NIL. You're not as big a college guy as I am. You're getting into it more. But what is I want to ask your take on the NIL and the transfer portal. And then I have a solution that I want to share.
Okay. So what do you want me to NIL first?
Yeah. Go ahead, NIL.
I mean, it's just a way for like popular college players to make money in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
name, image, and likeness.
That's why Shadur, Travis Hunter, that's why they all get the biggest NIL deals, because of their name.
Correct.
So I feel like it's good. I feel like it's good for college football, because but like guys like Arch Manning, what's his name? Archie.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't even played yet, and he's like top 5 in NIL. I mean, it's all about name. It's not. I mean,
That's literally what it's for: the name, image, and likeness.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't really understand it that much, but it's just like, I like it, honestly. It's just a way for name college players to make money.
So I'll get into the NIL in a second. What about the portal? Because back in, I don't want to say back in the day, because it was just a few years ago, you could go to a school like Florida and do a year, maybe 2 or whatever, and it's like not working out. At one point, you could transfer, but you had to sit out a year. And then they made it where you didn't have to sit out a year. And I get it. Like, it's not these. You got high school kids trying to pick where they're going to go for the 4 years of their life to better themselves. And maybe you're not in the right situation. Maybe they bring in somebody that's better than you. The writing's on the wall. You're not going to play. You want to transfer to Tulane to get an opportunity to start. It's good for the kid. That I have no problem with. The problem I have at the moment, and that's why I want to ask you, because in your generation with social media, you guys are all connected, like just take high school sports. Never play for Lakeland. Grew up in the hometown. I'm playing for my hometown. So that in college, you had that pride too. Like I always wanted to be a Seminole. I always wanted to be a Hurricane, a Tar Heel, whatever. And then you get there and you can't make it. So instead of competing, you just leave.
Yeah.
Now you throw the NIL into it. And the name, image, and likeness, you're right. Shador Sanders, Travis.
Oh, I just realized why it's called NIL.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I'm being so for real. Like I just noticed that.
But yeah, like it gives kids an opportunity to make some money. Yeah. We'll use Tebow for example.
Who?
Tim Tebow.
Oh, I thought you said
the Florida Gators made so much money. Peter Warrick, Charlie Ward, Ray Lewis at Miami. These schools made so much money off of a kid. So I have no problem with the name, image, and likeness. I don't know if you know the story about who's the quarterback. Played for Texas A&M. Came in Johnny Manziel. There was a documentary on Johnny Manziel. Like he got in trouble for signing autographs. Well, he was getting paid to sign autographs. But the problem is when at the time you couldn't have a job in college. And so you take a kid, 17, 18 years old, out of a small town, maybe doesn't come from a lot of money, doesn't have a lot, send them to the University of Miami or Texas A&M. You are living, breathing school and football. Can't do nothing else. Now you meet a girl, you want to go out on a date, you ain't got no money because you can't work. But they're working you. So I have no problem with the NIL deals because it's trickling down to where they're paying kids. Some offensive linemen are getting some money. Gymnastic girls are getting money. The girl basketball players at LSU are making more money than the ladies in the WNBA. So I have no problem with that aspect of it. What I wanted to bring up and share is what I think needs to happen. Okay. I have the solution. Everybody's saying there needs to be a change or whatever. I need a piece of this pie though. So if the NFL, we'll use the NFL for example. I think the NFL should do this. All the 5-star kids. Let me break it down. Back it up.
Wait, what?
Let me back it up for you. Soccer. Okay.
Okay.
I know you probably don't know this. Orlando City. Okay. Now this is the European model, but I'm gonna take it to this country so you understand. Orlando City. You played for the Lakeland Tropics. You played for the Plant City. What were they? Not the Lance. I don't even know what they were called. You played for some club teams in your local area. Orlando City had a club team, travel ball team, right? Under 10, under 11, under 12, all the way up to their professional soccer team. Messi comes from Miami. He's on a team at Inter Miami where they've signed local kids to their professional team to play a professional soccer for them. So they're building this culture and this community in Miami. Then they sign a top talent in the world, the GOAT, and these younger players are getting to play with Messi. What I'm saying is the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball already does this to an extent, but I think MLB could even do it. You start a youth. Imagine the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a youth team. Under 10, under 11, under 12, under 13, just like Bartow, Lakeland, Winter Haven. Everybody has youth teams, right? Imagine Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a youth team. They're taking all the best talent in the area and giving them great training, great opportunity to play. Not about money. They have the money, right? All these 5-star kids that are going to all these schools, and these schools are making money, and these sponsors, these different corporations are giving them dollars. That's money the NFL's losing, in my opinion. You take DJ Lagway that's going to Florida, right? He's from Texas. What if he played in the Houston Texans Youth League? And then instead of going to Florida, the Houston Texans signed him to the under 19 team. And he has a shot to play, after high school. Let's say all the NFL teams have a team that they play each other, like rookie ball, just like baseball does, right? And they're playing after the Super Bowl. This league starts. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Think of all the talent in Florida that goes all over the country when the Miami Dolphins, Jacksonville Jaguars, Tampa Bay Buccaneers could sign them out of high school. You're allowing, see what I'm saying? You're allowing these schools to profit. Before the NIL, it was great for the pro leagues. It was their minor leagues. They didn't have to do nothing. They just sat back. These kids matured, grew, developed, and they signed them on draft day. But now, if Ford's giving a kid $10, $15 million, that's money that could be going to the NFL. See what I'm saying? To the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to the Detroit Lions. So that's my take on it. I think that pro sports, football, baseball, basketball for sure, needs to develop the youth in the communities, dump money into the local areas, stop making it so damn expensive for kids to play sports at a high level at a young age. You know this from baseball. Give you a case in point. You know how many New York Met fans there are because Pete Alonso? Whether it be from the Tampa Bay area or Florida Gator fans. They started following the Mets because they were fans of Alonso, whether it be in youth ball at a high school level. I think he played at Plant in Tampa, to the Florida Gators, to the Mets. So they're watching Pete at the professional level. Now imagine if Pete Alonso played youth ball for the Rays, and the Rays signed him at a high school, which baseball does.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Baseball does.
Baseball and basketball does it. So you're just saying that the NFL should implement that?
No, see, they do it, but basketball doesn't because you got to go to college for a year or you got to turn pro for a year. You can't go straight out of high school. No, you can't.
They're implementing it this year.
It's coming up, 2024?
Yeah.
So they're taking high school kids again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm going to have to fact check you on that one.
I've seen it.
But especially football, it's just getting to like when Alabama lost, they did this big campaign to raise money for Alabama so they could get more money to pay kids to come to their school.
See,
that's not what college is about.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It's not what college sports is about. Because here's my thing. If you took all the 5-star kids out, even the 4-stars, you take all the 5 and 4-star kids out and you let them go pro, give them the choice, just like baseball. Pete Alonso, you could sign with, the Rays if they drafted you, or you could go to the Florida Gators. If you gave the kids a choice to go pro or go to college, then I think it fixes the NIL deal. Not so much the NIL, because name, image, and likeness is okay. Like, just give them percentage of their jersey sales or let them sign autographs.
Yeah, because baseball does that, and I feel like they did good with that. So so you're just saying that they implement that into the pro football and pro basketball.
Yeah, especially the NFL, because I see what you're saying about basketball does it, but what I'm saying is the Orlando, and maybe they're doing it. I don't even know about it, so somebody can help us. But I don't see the Orlando Magic having youth teams that are traveling around. You have these AAU leagues, or in baseball, you got, there's so many travel ball teams in baseball. Is in Europe, if you play for Liverpool or like Juventus they have young youth leagues. The best player, like if you watch a documentary on Beckham, he played as a youth player, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and he came up, and that team owned him. And his family got money.
Wait, how old was he?
I don't want to misspeak, but he grew up in that club
Mm-hmm.
and got the opportunity. And then the thing that really stuck out to me when I was watching the Messi documentary is, now these young players are playing with the GOAT a couple years out of high school. And they're young and they're learning from this professional superstar. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm like, especially the NFL, because the NFL does nothing. You have a practice squad. I see what you're saying about the D League and G League and all that in the NBA, but they're not. The NBA is a little different because when you're young, and look how many great came out of high school: Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, like so many great. You can do it right out of high school. You can't go right out of high school and play for the Mets. It's very rare.
Yeah, obviously. But Jackson Holiday, for example, was drafted 2 years ago out of high school. He's already in AAA. He's gonna be called up this year for sure. Like, it's just a level. It's a different level. Like, but if you're in college, you have more experience. Like Wyatt Langford, for example, he's already in their AAA. You know why? Because he has that experience. But he is older than, say, Jackson Holiday.
Right.
So that's why yeah, I don't know how to word that actually.
I guess my only point, we'll just stick to the pro football. I'm wondering from a business aspect why the NFL is allowing these colleges to benefit financially off of these kids when they could just go pro and sign them to your practice squad. Sign them. Develop them. Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, it don't matter what 80 kids are wearing that orange and blue on Saturdays for the Florida Gators. People going to pack the swamp and watch the Gators play.
Yeah.
So it gives more kids opportunity to go to college and play ball and develop and maybe go pro. If DJ Lagway is so good, why don't he just go pro? Less chance of getting hurt. Develop him. Try him out when he's ready. You put them in college, now you're letting the University of Florida financially gain. You're letting, I'll just use Ford, it's not a sponsor of his, but Ford, pay him. They're making money off of him. The school's making money off of him. But the Detroit Lions could draft him and make money off him. See what I'm saying? That's where I think the NIL, the portal situation, everybody transferring out and doing all, that's where I think that there could be some change there. I may be crazy. And
I mean, I see what you're saying for sure. So it makes sense, but it's just, I feel like that would be a long process. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I get they want to play, but I could just imagine, like when the Super Bowl comes, right, and it's over, we got 2.5 months before spring training, or 2 months. March it starts. April starts baseball.
Yeah.
And it's a 162 game season.
And then
So
April's also the NFL draft.
So imagine right after the Super Bowl, week 1 starts of another NFL season, NFL Rookie League. They already got the stadiums. You already got uniform. You already got branding. You already got everything. It's in place.
That would make them more money too.
That's what I'm saying. You're letting, from a business, I have a business mind. From a business standpoint, why are you letting these kids go to these universities for an education and make all this money when you already have the NFL? XFL's tried it. Nothing else sticks. You know why? Because it's not the NFL. But if there was an NFL Rookie League or NFL Junior, like whatever they want to call it, and it started and ran against basketball and early baseball, it would be a success because everybody's fiending for football.
Exactly.
So what else you want to touch on before we get out of here?
Okay, so the notification I got on my phone. So you know that lefty pitcher, the Japanese one that the Mets are trying to get?
Yeah.
He signed with the Cubs
Oh, boy.
30 minutes ago.
What are the Mets doing? We'll touch on the Mets for a second. What are the Mets doing? Do you like it? Do you think that they are?
I mean, I kind of understand, right? Because we're not going to be competitive next year, right?
I mean,
or this year. We're not going to be competitive.
You hope that we are, but
I mean, obviously, with the roster, you hope that we are. I just want us to extend Pete Alonso.
That's got to happen.
We haven't even talked to him about it. Okay, but I've been seeing that, like, the Mets want to wait until, like, the final spring training roster is finalized to, like, talk to him. I guess I see where they come from, but I feel like we just get it out of the way right now because there's a year left, and that's a year to make a decision. And he's obviously he said that he's wanted to stay. So I just don't understand.
I think they are waiting on that for a reason. They got new GMs in there, new president of baseball operations, and that's your biggest piece.
Yeah.
And if you lock them up too early, you lose out on what you could get for him.
Say he gets injured and then it, like, derails his career.
He gets injured, or
obviously I don't want that to happen.
Or he starts out next year with, 28 home runs by the All-Star break, and you're 15 games out, and you don't have him locked up to a big contract. You get a lot of pieces.
I don't want to trade him.
I don't want to trade him either. I'm just saying, from the business standpoint of it, you're signing all these guys to 1-2 year deals that I've never even heard of. That's kind of what it's looking like to me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate the moves, but, like, as a Mets fan, with Steve Cohen as our owner, he's got a lot of money, obviously. So, obviously, when we want to go out and get the best players we just want to go out and get the best players. But we're not really doing that right now. We're signing, like, Sean Manaea. We're trading for Adrian Hauser, right? And Luis Severino. We're just, I don't know. It's just, we need more offense, honestly.
We definitely need another bat in the lineup, but I'm a company guy. I have faith in our owner. I have faith. He's a billionaire for a reason. All right. So I know we have an owner that'll spend money. He's investing a lot of money in Queens around the stadium. He's brought in some, from what experts say, we're not the experts yet, but what the experts are saying, really good baseball people. And I watch every year because I'm so in tune with my team, the Mets. I watch teams in the past win with players I never. Who's pitching? What is his record? Like the Rays. Like who?
Tyler Glasnow.
So
they had Blake Snell that year. There was Cy Young winner.
So yeah, I'm glad we're doing this pod. Magnetico family. We're gonna bring on family members. We're gonna bring on friends. We'll have some guests from time to time, but we'll come at you whenever we want to come at you. But we'll definitely come out once a week. Mm-hmm. But me and Cole were talking about it the other day, and if something happens, we may just jump on. That's kind of a new trend in the sports podcasting world. When something happens, they just jump on and do a 15, 20-minute episode, talk about it. So we can do that, bring it. But yeah, we're back.
Yes, sir.
And you're on your way. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, I don't. There's nothing. I don't know why I said that.
All right, everybody. I want to thank you for listening to the Magnetico pod. And I've got to get the music queued up. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.